I think the problem that they have is actually much deeper than it comes off as, and it's really problematic from a structural and an organizational point of view. I am talking about Nutter Butter. Celeste Gonzalez, great SEO person. Follow her on social media over at the Ricky Radu Agency. Ask me, Morty, what's going on this whole Nutter Butter thing, which you may or may not be aware of. I'll get into that in a second. So I'm going to run you through a little bit of an audit that really highlights how you could use an audit to get to some of the more structural and organizational issues, which are the big problems that face a brand. If you would like me to do the same for you, I can. Just hit me up over at unifiedbrandmarketing.com, fill out the contact form, and we can do one of these audits for your organization. So let me run through this. Hey, Nutter Butter's TikTok, Instagram is like off the rails. And it has been for a long time already, over a year for sure, if not longer. I'm going to show you just one YouTube, not you on YouTube. I wish it was YouTube. One Instagram, TikTok video that kind of highlights like what the hell is actually going on here. In case you're not familiar with this, if you are familiar with this, watch this. But I'm going to explain what's happening behind the scenes, I think, a little bit. Okay,
Round
go.
party.
Round party.
What in the world? What is
Round party.
guys? It's crazy.
Round
It's just
party.
like absolutely nuts. You see in the comments even. Oh man, what? What is this? I gotta stop it. I mean, just what is that? And it's all over their TikTok, their Instagram, their Twitter is also bananas. And people are like, well, okay, they've lost their minds. And the answer is no. Okay, they haven't lost their minds. What's happening? Okay, I grew up with Nutter Butters. So let me contextualize this for you. Nutter Butters were always that kind of like wholesome cookie your next door neighbor who was maybe your grandparents' age had, and they were, you stop over there, your ball will go in their yard, they go, come in, get a Nutter Butter. It was that wholesome-ish kind of cookie. It was peanut butter, looked healthier, seemed healthier. Who the heck knows if it actually is or isn't? Maybe Oreos are healthier. I have no clue. It's probably all the same crap. And it has that old kind of grandma feel to it. And so it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do. Like we're trying to pivot our audience and we're going to go for a generation, whatever generation that is, that Z, I don't even know. We're going to go for the crazy generation that really likes that stuff. But the problem is not that, okay, so you might think the problem is like, that's off the hook. That's crazy. And that might be a problem. I think the real problem is it's completely unaligned. And what you have is you have a social media team doing something that's not aligned with the rest of the organization. And the person who is running all of this up saying, well, look at all those likes. Look at all of those whatever comments and whatever you get on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok person, reshares, reposts, comments, whatever it may be. Who cares if the comments are, why are all brands crashing out, rather? They're just looking at those numbers and like, wow. Okay, so you have somebody in this organization who's a little bit, I don't know how to put right word to put it without being offensive. Like this person is a little bit disassociative. All right, there's a little bit of dissonance going on. There's corporate dissonance. That's what I'm looking for. This is a clear case of corporate dissonance, and let me try to just like walk you through this and explain this. So, in an interview about this, there's tons of articles about this. The person who was doing social media for them through, I think it was like through an agency, Dentsu. All they're talking about, I'll put the link to the article somewhere, I don't know, in the show notes to this or whatever. It's a CNN article from 2024. You can find it. It's from October 13th, 2024. And all they're talking about is social media audience, social media audience, social media audience, okay, which to me right away is a red flag. Because there's no such thing as your social media audience and your consumer audience being two different things. And the second you start separating them out, what you end up with is a consumer audience and a social media audience. And you might get 1 million likes, and everyone loves you or hates you in this case. But that's not your consumer audience. So now you have two different audiences. And this is going to be a theme here. There's this dissociative theme going on with Nutter Butter, and it's unbelievable. That to me is the more unbelievable part. The pure unalignment. What do I mean? I, so first off, where is the Nutter Butter homepage? It's completely confusing. The Twitter account links to one place. I think it's the Instagram account or the Facebook account, whatever, links to a different place. There are actually two different websites. Okay, so Nutter Butter falls under another brand. Okay, it falls under Mondelez International or Snackworks. On the Snackworks website, there is a subfolder, right, for brands, and Nutter Butter is one of those brands. Like, okay, that must be their website, which is not the one that I linked to. That's the one I found on Google. No, to my recollection, none of the social media accounts actually link to this one, but this is one of the one that shows up on Google. Then there's okay. On this website, which is an entity home, let's call it, a brand home, the messaging is that the peanut butter lover's cookie with filling made from real peanut butter, blah, 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 blah. It's just very like old school. Hey, here's our cookie. The packages that they're selling, family size. By the way, traditionally speaking, the family size Nutter Butter is the one that pops right into my mind. It's the package you see the most often and promoted the most often. So we're going after Gen whatever in the TikTok, but you're selling to families on the actual website. So that's a major point of unalignment between what they're doing on social media and what they're actually doing in terms of sales. There is another website, and I actually pulled it up on Semrush. It's new, which I thought, okay, maybe what's going on here is they just have like this new website, and that's why they're doing all these crazy videos. It's not their reason. Celeste, I was wrong. I dug in, and it's clearly not the reason. But it looks like I'm checking numbers here and talking to you at the same time. In November of 2024, they launched a new website. It's called thenutterbutter.com. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe now they're gonna build their own brand. They're gonna say, hey, Snackworks, the other international brand I mentioned to you, I forgot their names, Mondelez. We're trying to make our own thing. We're trying to get rid of a stigma of being grandma's cookie. We're doing this whole crazy thing on social media accounts. Let's make a website that aligns. So they make a new website, and you know what it does? Doesn't align at all. It's the complete opposite. It's a website built for your grandmother. I mean, it looks like it's built for your grandmother. It is horrible. Just from a design point of view, it looks like something like, I don't know, my uncle who does design on the side made. He doesn't do design on the side. But if he did, it would look like this. By the way, Nutter Butter sales today. Yeah, there's all the family packs again. It's confusing. Like they have a section, why choose Nutter Butter? Iconic taste. You're leaning into the old. Quality ingredients. Nostalgic fun. So on this new web, family appeal. Do you see that video they did? That's family appeal? Yo, I don't know. Maybe the definition of family has completely changed in terms of what appeals to them. I don't think so. On this brand new website that they just built and launched in November of 2024, they have gone the complete opposite way from their social media account. So I thought, new website, they're going to align things. Nope. Pure dissonance. They're talking about protein powder, Nutter Butter for weight lift. It's the complete opposite of their social media. In fact, even if you go to their Facebook, where all of the posts and the video, the reels or whatever are all the new crazy things, the mention from the parent brand Mondelez Food Services says start their right. I can't read today. I can read. Hold on. Ready? Me do reading good. Start their day right with Nutter Butter overnight oats. This easy grab and go breakfast is perfect for healthcare and cafeteria settings. There is so much unalignment here. So do you know what I think is going on? Someone at Nutter Butter said, oh, we got to break the old paradigm. Someone else at Nutter Butter is saying we have to align with the corporate branding. There is dissonance. Somehow, and if you were to have me guess what's actually going on is that The social media team said, let's try this. We need to create a difference. We need to target a younger audience. Some executives signed off on targeting the younger audience without realizing what the hell they were going to actually do. This is why I said it's a bigger problem than you think it is, because now it's super successful. So now you can't get rid of it. So what the hell do you do with this thing? Clearly, they don't want to integrate it into the main brand because they just launched a new website. There's nothing like that on there. The main website, the new website, leans classic grandma cookie. So someone signed off on targeting the younger generation. I don't know. They probably didn't realize like this was going to happen and this was the content they were going to do. And by the time somebody did realize, and I feel like somebody got chewed out over this, it was too late. This was a wild success on social media for them. At this, or alternatively, and it's not a contradiction, some other executive, a higher up executive, saw, wow, look at these social numbers. This is great. Keep doing that. Without thinking about brand alignment, without thinking, wait a second, does that actually get the consumer to understand who we are, what we're about, and to get them buying cookies? Is anybody buying? I can't even find numbers on this. Anybody buying more cookies because of this? It doesn't seem that way based on what I'm seeing. So there's just an unprecedented level of dissonance happening. Someone got the keys to the kingdom to run with this. I feel like if they could put this back in the bag, maybe they would. They probably can't now, which is why the problem is bigger. The bigger problem is that now that it got mainstream, because now their social media audience is starting to meet their consumer audience, which is why I didn't give you proper context, why I think they want to put this back in the bag if they could, which they can't. I am their consumer audience, okay? I like the fact that it's nostalgic and classic. That's why I would eat the thing. I'm an old person. The wild, crazy crap they're doing on social media, total turnoff for me. With all of the popularity and the mainstream news covering this thing the way that they are, now your social media audience and your consumer audience are meeting. And that is not what they want. And that is not good for the brand. And I don't even know if they've realized it yet or not. I'm sure some higher up, like Mondelez or whatever it is, Nabisco, like the Snack Works, whatever, realizes this. I don't know what they plan on doing about it, if they can even do anything at this point. But the way that we got here was just multiple layers of dissonance by focusing on immediate metrics, being happy with them, not checking in on what that means for the brand, and not seeing how all of it aligns together. That's how we got there, or we got here. And that's why the problem is so much more than, oh my God, their social's off the hook. No, the problem here is, oh my God, their brand is completely unaligned. And now their two audiences, their social audience and their consumer audience have met, and they can't keep them separate anymore, which is what they've been doing up until now. Website people, those are consumers. Social media, those are social media people getting buzz and whatever. Now they've met, and now what do? I don't know. I mean, you have to do a reset. That's what you really have to do. And that's, someone's got to be the big boy or big girl in the room, the adult in the room, and make a decision about how to just dissolve that dissonance and pick a direction of what you want to do and how you want to go in it. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Not again to me, like the clown crazy thing, that is unbelievable. But when you start doing an audit and you start pulling back what's actually happening and how disassociative and disorganized some of these big brands are, it is absolutely amazing to me. I mean, just to say one last point, someone probably hired they did. I saw in the scene, they hired an agency for this, went with it, and that part of the company didn't speak to the rest of the company. Unbelievable. Don't do that. Everyone should speak together. Performance, brand, social, everyone needs to speak together and work in alignment. Otherwise, you get this.